Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So this is a pick a card reading, and the intention is what hidden emotions are still in the depths that we need to kind of heal to the surface in our current situation, right? Because sometimes you hold on to something and it's so embedded in your cells that you just don't know exactly what that is because it's just always been. And so, with help for our piles today, we're going to use quartz. And so, what I think is so great about quartz is not only is quartz programmable, but like, right, you can put an intention in for your healing, but the frequency that quartz vibrates at is almost the same frequency that our DNA is at. And so, I'll show you the three choices that we have for quartz, and then I'm going to put the picture up on the screen as well. But this is the quartz from pile 1. We got a little cluster here. This is the quartz from pile 2. And the quartz from pile 3. And what I love about quartz also is these are all the same mineral, but each one is so completely different, right? You can have 10 points, right? And each one based on the windows and the lines and everything is something totally different. So take a deep breath, ground yourself, and then pick one of the cards that comes up on the screen right now. All right. Hey Pile One, this is your pick a card reading for what message, what emotions do we have deep within that we still need to kind of work through and heal for our current situation. And so you chose the big cluster here, and let's just see what I get from it. The first message that I got from it was you had a really strong base and these emotions. So you had very, very strong emotions deep within you. And then it's almost like there was a plateau or a leveling off, and then you started building on that as if that was the ground again. And now it's like, and so there's all this, I'm getting, it's like this really solid emotion that is just so deep at your core that's the feeling, or it's a foundation emotion that we're going to be talking about. So let's just get into the cards and see what the rest of the message from Spirit is. So the first card says to rest, renew, and recharge. And I think the main reason for this, as I said, was because I'm really getting that you had this foundation, and like the house should have went on it, and then it almost is like you built another foundation on a foundation, and so that's just a lot of pressure on you. What I really like looking at it is there's all these quartz in the background, amethyst, which is also a quartz, right? But let's see the message here. Oh snap, guys. Okay, and as I look, this is what I'm explaining. There's this was your one, and then it's like another one built on top of it. So we got two completely different foundations in layers that which one do you build on, right? And so it's taking time to rest and recuperate and find out, why did you switch up? What happened? I feel like something in life came, kind of like took you for, it might have been a traumatic event. Usually those are the kind of things. or something really good and distracted you and you started something completely new. But all I'm seeing is two completely, and they don't, in this card, they kind of look the same because it's the same material. Like the yellow is you and your energy, but I get that they're not the same. They don't go together, if you know what I mean. So let's pull our archetype cards. Okay. Let me move this out of the way, and then we'll just put out the other cards as well. Okay. Pile one. So the first card that we had for you was the Seeker, and it was in reverse. And it says the shadow attributes of the Seeker. Right? So if it was upright, it would be a seeker, their thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. So it's somebody who always wants to know the truth. And in the shadow attribute, which is coming up right now, is the inability to commit to a path once found. Wow. And that's the I said all that before I picked this, but that's kind of what I'm getting, is just a real, like, do I want this? Nah. And yeah, nah. And that indecision is kind of stopping you from ever actually finalizing anything. It's almost like so many, like, all paths lead to you, but it's like everything kind of goes this way, but you never get to the end or the completion or the house on the foundation. And that's why this girl is tired. She's like, dang, like, I really need to go out and I need this shelter, but where do I put my head at the end of the day when I don't feel like I've got this room yet, right? The walls haven't even been built. So we just keep building foundation on foundation on foundation. And I'm wondering, what is it that makes you scared to commit to a path? Why can't you commit? What is so scary and stopping that? So that's a question to ask yourself that will help bring up this emotion. And so the next one that we had was the Vampire in the upright, and it says it makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force, which makes sense because this girl's tired. She's like, I can't keep doing it. Like, so maybe somebody came, because it's saying something's draining you. So something came in and, you know, you were building your foundation. Like the first one, it's a little, it starts off here and then it works its way up, right? And it does have that upwards trajectory, but I think you were hoping for a more flat and stable one. But so then this next one built on top was kind of trying to balance out the lack here at the bottom, right? You started off with lots, and then it still just didn't make that stability, that square, that foundation that you were hoping for. And so it says makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force, the inability to commit. So I can't quite tune in and specify because this is general. And there's just so many people that this could mean. But be aware that something or someone kind of has taken your attention, right? I feel like that you were building your foundation and you were like doing good, right? Because it was starting off as nothing, and then it kept gaining momentum and momentum, and it was reaching upwards. And And I feel like that's not so much talking in foundation, but that was more of whatever project or whatever you were working on was gaining momentum. Like you were gaining that praise that you seeked, and somewhere along the line someone came and told you like, oh no, you have to do it this way, or this way is better, or something. And then you started over again, and because you had made it up to here, you had all this energy to start like skyrocket. But I feel like they were kind of misleading you because it benefited them in a way, or whatever this is kind of taking from, they're benefiting. You're not. You're tired. You still don't have a home. You don't have your walls up. You don't have, you know, a clear direction now. So let's get into the next card. So the next card we got was Mystic Healer. And it says healing energy flows through you. And it was in reverse. So there's a theme coming here, right? Aware that someone is draining your life force, and it's saying healing energy is not flowing through you. Cooper, mind your manners. It's not flowing through you. Let's see what else we can get from this. In your natural state, you were on that trajectory up, and it was flowing through you. And so that's something to say, like, you can get back there because you've been there. So I feel like deep within you, the feeling or emotion that is coming up is this mystic healer energy. It's that pure divine essence. It's in there. It's in the first one. It's in the first foundation. So you're going to have to kind of take down some of your walls from the last foundation, the one that you tried to correct everything with. That needs to kind of be filed down, taken off, replaced. I don't know. I'm just seeing like a foundation in a house, and then someone comes, you know, those trucks that can just pick it up and move. Yeah. So the next card that we have coming out is saying answer the call, but it also was in reverse. So the feeling or emotion that I'm getting is that you are denying kind of that your purpose, your light. It's not so much a feeling or emotion that is kind of stagnant. It's that it's just who you are. It's your essence. So that's a very interesting read, Pile One. Let me just kind of get into this again. Yeah, they're saying that there was a curveball that kind of came. Oh, I see a snake. I see a cobra kind of come up, curve around, and just like it got you. It like attacked, like you just didn't see it coming. You were just walking along, and something came like a curveball and just like, and from that it kind of took your, maybe you got an illness or something, right? Maybe things were going good and then you got sick or something, right? And then you couldn't pay the bills or something and things started, I don't know. Like I said, this is a general reading, so it could mean something for so many people. But whatever it is, I do see a person or a thing or an event coming, and it totally changed your path. And so you're meant to be a healer, Pile One. Pile One, you are my healers. You are my healers who are refusing to be healers. And And that's the energy or the feeling or the emotion. When I said essence, it's healing. You're the healer. So we've got 3 cards on how can we move forward. And here it says, Earth Angel, you are a light worker who has come to Earth to teach others about love. So what are you doing career-wise? Does it kind of match up to that? And there's a book I read called The Peaceful Warrior. And in it, he calls the guy Socrates. And the guy works at a tire shop. And he said, it doesn't matter what you do, it matters how you do it. You can pump gas and put tires on all day, but this guy was highly spiritual. He was this teacher, this light worker, doing a very mundane job. But he did it with his purpose. Everything you do, everything you touch heals. But first you need to heal yourself. And you need to stop allowing things to drain you right now. And you need to commit to just one thing. Because it is time to answer the call and to step into being the mystic healer that you are. Because as this card said, you are an earth angel. You are here to, what did it say? Come to earth and teach about love. And so love is that healing energy. If you want to heal, love. That's the easiest vibration to raise yourself up and out. But when first you're too tired, you have to stop and let go, right? You can't keep feeding your energy to those that are draining you, right? You're going to fall asleep, and sleep is going to be so good for you. I feel like you were on this path before and it was just a hobby or it was just play. But it's saying workshops and seminars, if you go to one, it will spark that self-discovery path again. And then you could trudge on your path and continue forward. Because you are a seeker. What does it say here? Attending and giving speeches is part of your spiritual path and purpose. Be open to teaching and learning. I just heard you were meant to like conquer these mountains, climb these mountains. You weren't supposed to make that mountain your foundation. And so that's it. There's the trajectory that's up. You're supposed to learn and evolve rather than try to correct it and be like, this is mine forever. You're supposed to go down the other side, right? And then have that that flat stability that you were looking for. And so the last card for your reading, Pile 1, is Goddess Energy. And it's saying, express your divine feminine energy, embrace its magical intuition and nurturing qualities. And so, as I said earlier, that love was the energy. I don't remember, to teach about love. This card goes with this card. So here I see her laying and here I see her laying, but they're both different energies, right? This one's doing it out of, she's had all of her energy taken. She has nothing left to give. Whereas this one is laying in her beauty. And so she's just listening to music, enjoying the waves, basking in the sun, right? And that's what, like the Peaceful Warrior book again. I think it's Dan Millman. I really love that book. There's a movie. The movie just it skips over so much. So, and it's such an easy book to read. So if you feel called, I recommend that. But yeah, a little bit of self-care and starting to like do that self-discovery again. There is something within you, this light, this love, this goddess, this mystic healer energy. That's what wants to come out and work and transform things. And so right now I don't see a time of others. I feel like this is just for you. This is just you on your path of discovery and finding your voice again, and you know, being that psychedelic sheep that, you know, maybe you're uncomfortable for others to know, but there's something within you that is just so amazing. That's like this goddess. And if you're a guy, I say in all my readings, energy is just energy. So take it as it is. The feminine energy is just that nurturing and that caring and that, well, we know what goddess energy is. So it's, everybody has that within themselves. That joy of nature, right? Just being open and happy and loving. So that's the energies that want to come out, or the story for right now. So Pile 1, if you made it to the end, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. If this resonated with you, I'd appreciate it if you could hit the like or subscribe button. And I don't see this sadness lasting for long, or this tiredness, right? You will recharge. And that's it. It's just recharging your batteries and getting rid of things and not feeding the fears, because you are supposed to step into this role, and I feel like you just haven't wanted to. But you are an earth angel and you're here to spread love and light. And so good luck on your mission. The world needs it. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you do. Hey Pile 2, welcome to your reading about what hidden emotions do we still have deep within that we need to work through in our current situation. And so you chose this quartz, and as soon as I put it in my hand and I kind of felt into it, I got the word command. I feel like whatever energy, you are my commanding pal. And so command, I always thought was a bad word, right? Command, I command you. And I'm like, yeah, as an Aquarius, like I don't do what you want. But command is co-creating with spirit. Demanding is different, but commanding is co-creating your words into fruition. So let's just see what else I get. I'm seeing that you are hearing guidance from your guides, definitely. There's that voice within. So this is going to talk about the voice that we have within. So you guys have an inner dialogue that this reading is going to be about. And so for the first card, we've got it says, there we go, that's the card. And it says, to receive, you must release. What can you let go of? What do you want to receive? So what I'm getting is that there is something, there's two, it's almost two sides, right? And so it says, to receive, you must release. I get that you are receiving, but the message needs to come out. So are you sharing the message that you're getting? Are you releasing that into the world, or are you keeping it within? Because when you keep getting messages, and if you don't act on them and share them, you know, it builds up and builds up, and it just becomes stagnant and trapped and things like that. And I'm seeing you look around right now and you're not quite seeing the sparkle or the magic in things that that you would like to see, right? You know, and you're getting this guidance to share all this magic and things like that. Like life should be like this adventure that is magical, right? There's like, how does a flower bud bloom? Like, that's fascinating. And if you can appreciate that, right, that's the magic, that everything has that in it, that spark, that essence. And so let's just get into the cards and see what else kind of comes up. Oh, you got 3 cards. I was only supposed to pull 2. That happens to me so much. We'll do it like this. There we go. They don't quite all fit so nicely. Let's do a little bit of organizing here. These ones come up. All right, so the first card that you guys got up with the Archangel cards was Destroyer, and it was in the upright. So in its light attributes, it says releasing what is potentially destructive and preparing for a new life. And what I thought was really cool about that was the next card that you got was Liberator, and it's in the upright, and it said freeing yourself from others and outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. And this one here has a huge volcano, right? All this fire. But here she's holding a wand, or what is that? A torch. Holding a torch. And so from the destructive I feel like what needs to happen is controlling. And that kind of, I guess, goes with the commanding, right? It's taking this huge, untapped, wild, fiery potential, release, and taking that and making it into something that's containable. Because the main thing that I saw in this crystal is, I wonder if it will show up. Oh, it is. There's a little crystal trapped inside this crystal. And no matter what, even when I look through it this way, yeah, it wants to come out. And so the last one I got is the wild card kind of in it. So they give you like 6 or something for you to make up your own archetype. And that is, I never fill them because I don't know. I kind of like having that blank, that clear slate, which this is saying. Releasing what is potentially destructive and preparing for a new life. So from there goes the blank slate. This is where all co-creation is possible, right? And we have the duality between what's destructive. I guess the destructive goes on this side, because this is what I want to show you. The main thing that I'm picking up on, there's the 2 girls. This one has the sparkles, and then this one did not. And so on this side is the destructive whatever, and then on this side is co-creating to the, you know, the contained magic. But from that, it needs to be blank, so you can transmute this into this. So what hidden emotion? I feel like pile 2. There's a lot of anger in this, just past things that you have not dealt with. Right? There's this you that is, let me go a little deeper in here. feel like, or I'm seeing, so on this mountain, there's all these like little scratches on it. And it's like these things that have just been like, it hasn't been as if something really bad happened that made you blow up or whatever this in you feeling that wants to come out. It's almost just, it's been so repetitively every day. It's just like, you know, I just saw like Chinese water torture or whatever that is. The drops of water, and eventually kind of makes you go crazy and blow up. Yeah, I just feel like something has just been so repetitive to you. Like, and it's something so subtle that normally wouldn't bother you, but with it happening so many times over and over and over again, it's like you can't take it anymore. And so that's what needs to change, right? We need to take this and contain it and like transmute it into something healthier. And I'm sorry, right now I'm just kind of doubting myself. When I said about the water torture and then I added something in front of it, I don't want to make this about race or blame people. So I'm just going to put that disclaimer there because as soon as I said it, I felt like, oh shoot. That's where I've heard it and that's why I repeated it, but we're going to clear that and we're going to heal that. And I'm sorry if that offended anyone. But let's continue on. But the water torture is the thing that they showed me. And yeah, that's my thing. I apologize. I feel like it was wrong. Let's continue. So here, right, we got the fire. And the next card is the sacral chakra. And it says, so the sacral chakra is our passion and our life force kind of starts there. Our dantian, right? Our belly button is there. And that's where life starts and creation. So it says, you are highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies right now. Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. So first off, I get someone needs to stop eating hot sauce. It's making you very fiery. Yeah, I'm just getting that hot sauce is being very, very irritant to someone, but for some reason, it's almost like they don't taste much. And so they like the hot sauce, so they keep adding it to everything. And it's creating a within you, you're sensitive, and it's creating this feeling. So that's for someone, that's not for everyone. But sacral chakra, and the flowers are showing me plants, plant medicine, those kind of things. Obviously eating more vegetables and things like that. But as I looked at it, I also had a specific message for someone saying to watch what vegetables you're eating because some of them are making you not feel well. And so it's really paying attention to how you feel before you eat and after you eat, and then fine-tuning those things and not putting that in you. For others, I'm getting addictions like smoking, drinking, recreational, things like that. They're not really helping you at this time. And if anything, they're just creating this like chaos, like static. I'm feeling static and this kind of energy right now. Whereas if you had something that was more solid, and you know when you eat something, like I was yesterday, we had really good food, but I was like, I just don't feel satisfied like I should by the time I'm done eating this, you know, like when you eat like homemade soup or something and you just feel so good after. um Pay attention and fill your cup up with those things that are making you feel better after. You are what you eat. You are, because you eat that food and then you turn it into energy, and you use that energy to sustain yourself. um so let's move on to the next card. It's saying grace and gratitude, but it was in reverse, and it says, through gratitude, joy expands. And so, interesting. Okay, so the emotion obviously is a fiery anger. You know, pile two, I feel like you're just really quick to snap. And it's not so much that you're mad at everything, but it's just like I don't feel like you have the tolerance or the patience or the energy, right? And I feel like the littlest thing can come to you, and it could just you know, derail everything. And so it's hard to find the gratitude and be thankful and be like, nope, it's okay, like that's all good. um so what was the one part? Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. So now I'm picking up on the people. If there's someone around you who irritates you all the time, you may need a break from them, a clear slate, time for you to work with spirit and co-create. And then when you finally have released all this, you know, I'm just feeling anger and resentment. And we're going to go over to this card because this is picking up on it now. It's a past life issue. So that could mean, you know, when you were a child and now you're an adult and you just haven't dealt from it as a child. Or it could be something that happened in a past life, and you are playing out the same roles in situations so that your soul can finally pass this test. And so people come to you from your past who have done the same thing over and over and over again, and it's time for you to detox it. It's time for you to choose healthy patterns for you, so that, yeah, I really feel that detoxing and taking away and all that is what this anger, this resentment kind of needs. If you are around people and good things are happening to them and you can't be happy for them, like, why? Like, there's enough abundance for everyone, for you and them. So if they've gotten something, it doesn't mean that now you are in lack and that there's nothing for you. And that's a mind frame that we need to break, because this is where everything starts. This is where anything can begin. The power of planting seeds is so powerful. And so you had finding sanctuary, but it also was in reverse. And it says open to your spiritual source, right? I feel like you're not quite there dealing with your spiritual source, because there is that huge boulder of the pit of your stomach kind of feeling. The situation has a basis in one of your previous lifetimes. Ask your angels to help you remember, release, and learn and heal from your past experience. And that's the key, that's the trick, that's the final outcome, to stand into your sanctuary, because your body is a temple. We hear that so much. Ask your angels or co-create with spirit to help you remember, right? Because if you don't know what's going on, it's hard to kind of release things. because you're like, oh, it just is. This is just how I am. But that's not how you just are. Learn from it, because there's a lesson that you need to learn from that, right? Anger and this fire explosion is not bad. It's happening for a reason. What can you learn from it? Then you heal, right? Heal and then move on, right? So, to receive, you must release, right? It's not yours to keep carrying, especially if it's something that happened in a past life and you don't know why it bugs you. Oh, that's good. I know that those are the most frustrating, right? But on a soul level, you know. And that's why it said, ask your angels. They'll help you learn. Because that pattern is playing in this lifetime too. And so even if it is a past life thing, it's a this lifetime thing too. So let's get one last message from the crystal. They're showing me energy as it comes down, really anchoring it and getting grounded. I feel like, yeah, getting really grounded with the earth. They showed my shoulders coming down. So if you find that your shoulders are up a lot, like, relax. And when I breathed, it really showed me anchoring it through my stomach, the energy, the pillar of light, right? If you put yourself in a column of light, I always say to do white light because it's all colors, it's all healing, but just like clearing as you go down, right? Doing a body scan, relaxing those shoulders. Those shoulders need to come down, unclench that jaw, and then it's that pit of the stomach. Work it through the stomach and into the earth, into the core of the earth. And then just let the earth take some of that back, right? Because you only need this much fire to see. But I feel like this is how much you've got right now. So there is a need to release. There is a need to let go. There is a need to heal. All right, pile 2. That's your reading for today. If it resonated with you, I would love to hear any synchronicities you may have heard, or hit the like button. And just, if you made it till the end of the reading, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I'll be back next week with another pick a card reading, and we'll have a couple more different kinds throughout the week. All right, bye. Hey pile 3, welcome to your reading about what hidden emotions do we still need to deal with for our current situation. And so this is your quartz cluster that you chose. And let's just get the message from it. First thing that popped out to me was family. Something to do with family and a very firm father kind of figure. I'm not getting that it's in a negative way of controlling and things like that. I'm actually getting a very positive energy from that. So let's see what your reading is for today. So the main card is, you are the joy seeker. What little victories can you celebrate? And that's the card. So from the message that I got from the crystal and from this one, I'm getting that we just really need to take time to focus on your father and just know and congratulate him and send praise and joy for all the things that he went through, because he really helped set you up for such a firm foundation and a solid, right? Just so many lessons he taught you. I feel like he was a good teacher. And because of that, you are able to now pass on your lessons to your kids. And I feel like it's just a continuing wave of, you know, it says you're the joy seeker. What little victories can you celebrate? So let's get out the cards here. I just feel like you've got such a joy in life. You're very blessed. And I just see a really good family life. But let's see what the other, this is emotions that you haven't dealt with. Okay, so the first card out for the archetypes that came was the higher self, but it was in reverse. And it says stuck to attachments, ego, and illusion. So, I don't know what the relationship with your father was like, right? I saw two situations. One that was just happy childhood, and you know, you kind of got everything that you wanted, and so now you might be kind of expecting that people should treat you how they did as a kid, giving you everything now. I don't know why I'm saying that. It's just, I don't know. But then the other one was maybe you didn't have a good relationship with your father. And, you know, you're like, he should have done more and this and this and this. I'm picking up, you know, just not ideal. But because, Cooper, manners. And because of that, shoot, where was I? A bad father relationship. And now you're like, he should have done more. And, you know, and it's like holding him to this standard of what you used to have for him. And, you know, knowing now that they did the best that they could with what they did at that time, because I'm seeing that you grew on such a solid foundation. So let's say if it wasn't a good relationship, you learned so many lessons because of it that you're the strong, stable person. And maybe there's a bit of forgiveness that needs to come from that. But that's just for some people. I'm getting that a lot of my viewers in this reading had a good childhood, that they, you know, they can't, but I'm also picking up on someone who had everything handed to them and now they can't reach their real true potential because they haven't had to do the hard work for it. Let's just wait on that and see what else comes out. And maybe we'll get a little bit more fine-tuning in, right? I'm feeling like the people watching in this one are just so drastic from everyone. So let's see here. We have the warrior in upright. And so it's saying strength, skills, discipline, toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. Okay, cool. Because this one was like having stuck attachments, and then this one's like, no, we conquer the ego. Which makes very much sense from here. She has that, and then there's this ripple, and then there's this ripple. So, pile 3, I get that you are trapped in a battle of the ego. Like you've done this work, you have this firm foundation, but I feel like it's that masculine energy within you that is kind of having the conflict. The mothering, lovely, feminine side of you is like, yeah, everything's great. But then the masculine energy comes and it wants to control and it wants to dominate. And it's like, where's this anger or need to control and staying stuck to things? Are you telling yourself a story that is only benefit to you, right? Like this person did this and this and this, and I'm so frustrated with them and I'm so tired of them. Like, screw them, I don't need them in my life no more. When it's saying you have the strength and the skills and the discipline, toughness of will. Oh, you don't need to fight that hard. That's what I'm getting. That it's like, I feel a little bit of egotisticalness coming from this pile. But we'll move on to the next card. It wants to be a lot more lighter. It wants to sing and dance and have joy. And it says, express yourself, awaken your psychic senses through magical power of music and movement. Because here's this girl, and she's like shaking her hair, you know, she's just like, let's continue on. This card here says to vacuum away the fear, which I get is this ego, that there's something where it's like you and another, there's a conflict, but really it's fear based around that. It's the masculine energy within you viewing things and trying to control it. Maybe something did happen that you just didn't like, and so now you're like, nope, I'm not dealing with this. You're done. Goodbye. And it's like, look within, vacuum away that fear, right? Add a little bit more love and joy to the situation. It's not always just black or white. Maybe ask for clarification. What little victories can you celebrate? It said, right? Singing and dancing, having fun, doing the joy, right? You should be in the higher self, reaching for your true potential. Everything and nothing, right? Like when you're connected to your oversoul and you are balanced on the masculine and the feminine, it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't, because you're clear, you're concise, you're connected, you are in the flow. And when you're in the flow, that's where the music is. That's where you're the dancing. That's where, you know, so it's saying to vacuum away a little bit of fear. I see like you saying us versus them kind of attitude when you should be more, And so that's now making sense with the father energy that I was picking up. It's the masculine energy within you. But it may stem from your father. I don't know. But that's a little bit what I was picking up. And this vacuum away says, call upon the archangels Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energy from you, your surroundings, the situation, and everyone involved. And sometimes that's just what you have to do. It's not for you, as this card said, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. This isn't for you to even deal with when you have fear sometimes, right? Don't self-sacrifice. Give it away to spirit, right? They're so powerful and they've got so much time on their hands, right? They're like multi-dimensional, holographic. They can be everywhere and anywhere. So as soon as you call on them, they got you. They got your back. And that's what I do too when I'm not feeling well. I'm like, I just can't transmute this myself, and I shouldn't have to. And that's when spirit steps in and they take things. You have to learn the lesson from it though, right? They're not just going to take everything and all your problems, but knowing that you don't need to self-sacrifice and harm yourself in order to transmute it, that's the lesson. That's the knowledge. So we have traveling lightly, and it says to simplify your life, but it was in reverse. So what does that mean? It would make sense if it was upright, but let me get the message for reverse. So on his back, he has a mandolin or a guitar, and the sign itself says this way. And that's if you were in the clear, in the joy, and the singing and the dancing. But it was in reverse. And so I see you not listening to the music, not enjoying yourself, not listening to the path that's unfolding, but rather creating like I see the path is like this, and you're like, no, I'm going through the trees and I'm gonna cut my own way, and that, and it's saying, right? And I feel like you're like, I gotta pack so much right now, I need my machete to get through the grass, and like it's just like all this stuff that you are packing on, and it's saying that's stuck to attachments, right? And maybe that's earthly things around you, and things will never bring you joy. um they're just here, they're just things. But once you kind of free yourself and you start losing all these things and you start feeling that lightness, um a minimalist life is, it's so freeing. I'm not saying that you don't need to sacrifice everything and go with nothing, but just what you need. And you know what you need. You need things that bring you joy and lightness. For some reason, there's all these things, when we get technology, um, we thought it would free up more time for us to have more fun, but now people expect us to reply to their email instantly because we see it all the time. Now we end up working 24/7 rather than our normal work hours, and then having our play hours. And so, what's the last card for this reading? It says, passion and pleasure savor your life, but it also was in reverse. So, pile 3, I'm getting that you're all work and it's time to play. Right? You got to let go of the outcome, right? You're not the only one who can make things happen. If, let's say, you live in a household, because I saw lots of kids in this, right? And you're the only one who always cooks and cleans and does everything. Delegate, right? Teach them how to cook, make it fun, right? There should be, and that's, savor the life, right? Teach them how to make good food. I remember when I was younger and cooking, like, it always tasted better because I made it. I was just so proud of myself. And I remember everyone, my grandma and my aunt, trying to teach me to sew. And they would always take it away from me and do it for me. And I hate sewing now. I don't enjoy it. And it's because I never got to do it. It was like, oh, you're not good enough. And then they would do it. And just let them make a mess, let them mess up, and let them learn from it. It's not for you to do everything. Let's see, any final messages? I'm seeing spirits telling me to tell you to make a list of 3 wishes that you wish to complete, and to not make it be work-based, but more of what 3 things that do you wish happened in your life, and working on those goals, saving time to do that, right? Yeah, it's time to let go of a lot of fear. Some people need to do a little bit of father healing. Some people just need to remember to give a little bit more praise to your father. Some people need to work on the masculine energy within themselves. But either way, this is an homage to the divine masculine, right? We're always about the divine feminine, and you're right, and that's kind of the flow that we're going. But we gotta let the masculine have some fun too, right? He's usually, the masculine is the one who goes out and works and has to provide and all that, and most of my viewers are feminine. I'm saying the masculine energy within you as well. I'm picking up that some people's partnerships are a bit strained at the moment, and that it's time to bring a bit more fun and joy back to that. It's like two people on two different, you guys are from different planets, and it's like really connecting back to bringing more joy for you guys and how you can create a list, as they said, 3 wishes for you, and then 3 wishes for those who this resonates for your partnership, on how you could make that more fun and light, right? Because this is how we're supposed to be feeling. This is the joy. This is both sides. Everybody's happy. Everybody's in the flow and content. It doesn't matter which way this wheel is spun. It's time to stop staying stuck to attachments and ego, and not using self-sacrificing to conquer the ego. Right? We do need to let go of that, but we don't need to do it at a cost and sacrifice to ourselves. It's time to bring in a little bit more joy, a little bit more happy and dancing, and taking away the fear. Let spirit deal with the fears and that energy. Like, and imagine it. Just imagine a vacuum, like it leaving. Oh, that felt good. I guess I had a little bit in me too. And it's time to stop trying to make things be our way and then just going the way. That's what it says. This is the way. And going with the flow, lighter. We don't need to pack on all this to feel, all these things that we're carrying around just aren't going to make our trip easier. And to create a little bit more pleasure and passion in our everyday, right? Take time. I really feel like there's just a little bit of masculine healing. So the masculine energy within us, the masculine energy that we have partnerships with, and the masculines that raised us. A little bit of healing for all that. And so that we can take that and then pass that on to the next generation, so they could have fonder memories and build lessons and learn to cook and clean, and not be, later on in life like, I don't know how to do things for myself. I said that at the beginning and I was like, I don't know why I'm saying this. It's really bugging me, but that makes sense. And so pile 3, that's your reading for today. The feeling that wants to come up, or the healing, is self-sacrificing the masculine energy within us. So if this resonated with you, I appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up or subscribe button. And I do pick a card readings every week, and the rest of the week I do other random kinds of readings. So if you're interested, check them out. And if you made it to the end of my video, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate your love and support. Bye, guys.